Now the time has come to leave you. One more time, oh, let me kiss you. Then close your eyes, I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody.
Hi everybody. That's how you start every video.
What's wrong with that? Hey everybody. I'm Owen.
And I'm Mary.
And this is another video of World Between Travel. Today, we are going to be talking about how we dated long distance. And something we want to mention. This is not for everybody.
Well, it's like, you're saying that like they should be scared.
I mean, it's a scary thing.
It's not for like, we were fortunate enough to have only lived one state away when we dated long distance. So we could drive to each other and plane tickets weren't
they weren't horrible.
So bad. So yeah. So we know we were lucky.
We were lucky and we planned it out to make sure that we were good. So Mary, how do we meet?
So I'm not going to get into like every detail about how we met, but just that Owen and I, our parents were good friends growing up and still like we're friends throughout our lives. Right?
Yeah.
And so we met as babies a couple times, and then after that we had never met, but our parents stayed in touch. So we didn't reconnect until we were
in our 20s.
Yeah, 24.
And the reason why is because Mary was going to college in Colorado, and I took a teaching job in Arizona.
So we both ended up out west at the exact same time, and our parents were like, you guys should,
get in touch.
Yeah, because you're both out that way, so Mary
messaged me, and then the rest is history.
We might make a video more about that.
Probably will. Probably will. So,
but that's not what this is about.
No, this is just how we figured out, like,
how we made long distance work for us.
Yeah. Every story's different, but this is ours.
Yeah.
The first time we met was in October of 2019, and I bought a plane ticket to go out to see her for the first time.
In Colorado. So Owen flew out to me, then I flew out to Phoenix, and then we flew back and forth to each other for about 7 months.
What really helped was that we always knew when we were going to see each other next.
Yeah. The biggest thing that helped us being long distance was always having the next time we were going to meet planned.
Yeah, we knew the specifics, like when she was going to come out and all that kind of stuff.
That helped big time.
Yeah.
But again, like a lot of people can't do that. I mean, you might date someone across the country. You can't buy plane tickets to go see them all the time.
Yeah.
But we weren't too far, so it wasn't,
Like, I think our most expensive plane ticket was like $200, if that, round trip. Then, because of COVID in March, we had to go separate ways for a little bit. And then Mary came out and decided to live with me for the summer, in which we took some awesome trips.
And that's when we got
Copa. So, because of Copa, my traveling arrangements changed drastically because he's a small dog, but he's
a little bit too big for the plane.
Well, he makes under the weight requirements, he's fine, but because of how tall and big he is, it'd be a little bit of a stretch to like put him under a seat for like 2-3 hours, which would be hard. So I then had to start traveling by car.
Yep.
With me and Copa and Phil, my car, the Fiesta.
Phil, his Ford Fiesta. So Owen started driving to me, which was about 12-hour drives.
Yeah. From
Phoenix to Colorado Springs. But one time he drove to see me, October 2020, for our 1-year anniversary, and him and Copa came up. And when they left, I just remember feeling like, well, I always was sad when they would leave, but this time especially, I wanted something more. I wanted a friend too. So I got Emma.
Yep, Emma Louise.
Emma Louise.
Mm-hmm.
So I got I got her in Denver, and then that restricted me to only driving to go see Owen.
Yeah.
So we both had to drive.
Yeah. And how we made that work is sometimes one of us would drive, or like in February we met halfway, and then in March we met halfway.
Yep.
So, and then in April, Mary was able to move down and live with Copa and I so her and Emma moved down, and we've been living together ever since.
Here's our top 3 trips together that we took while dating long distance.
Yep. So my number 3 is Estes Park.
What did we do at Estes Park?
Oh, well, we went on hikes. We got some good pizza.
Where did we go?
We went to Rocky Mountain
There
National
you go.
Park. Sorry.
That's what I was waiting
I was thinking of the pizza. It was all right. I think it was like a 7.2. Nothing phenomenal.
We always need a food review.
No, without a doubt. And then what's your number 3?
My number 3 was Estes Park.
No way. Cool.
Rocky Mountain National Park was my number 3.
When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road, hanging by a song. But the string's already broken, and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast, and it don't last for long. With the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. The shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He climbed.
I just love the Rocky Mountains. I love snow. I'm a more snow person. So like
It's because she's
I'm
never
in
had to
my-
shovel true snow out of her driveway.
Whatever.
Brings me to my number 2.
What was mine?
My number 2
Right.
was Santa Fe. All right.
Interesting.
It was a lot of fun, but it was during COVID. The Airbnb we stayed at was really unique. I really liked we technically had 2 rooms, and we would just sit by the fire, but we weren't able, because of COVID, we weren't really able to do as much as we probably could have, like in the non-COVID times.
Yeah. That was for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was for Valentine's Day.
Hold ya, I'll never let you go again, like I did or used to say. I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Georgia pulled me in. I asked to love her. Once again you fell, I caught ya. I'll never let you go again, like I did.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about that too is that we couldn't really go anywhere. So we stayed in our Airbnb and we just relaxed, and we were supposed to get a big snowstorm too.
Yeah, we were supposed to get
We
over
got
a foot of
some.
snow.
Yeah, we got some snow, but not as much as they said, but it was still really pretty.
What's your number 2?
Royal Gorge Railroad.
Really?
I love that.
Wow.
I
Yep.
like the railroad. Canyon City is definitely not the prettiest place.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, the Royal Gorge Railroad, I loved it, but our train trip got cut short because were there rocks on the track?
Yeah, there was like debris on the track or something
So
like that.
They stopped the train
Yeah.
and we stopped and had to back up, and so it wasn't a full trip, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh rivers and roads, oh rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh rivers and roads, oh rivers till I reach you.
And then that brings me to my number one, is the sand dunes.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Sand dunes are fun because how many people can say that they've gone sandboarding?
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of people can say that. And I'm pretty sure that was a national park, right? Or was that a state park?
Yeah.
It's like sledding, but so like once you went down, you had to like jog back up. But like jogging up in sand on a sand dune is a ton of work.
Oops. Well,
yeah.
that's why it didn't make my list, because what I remember most is how tiring it was walking through the sand and how windy it was. Like, it was really, really cool. And I liked sandboarding, but once you got down the hill, it was like, I don't want to go back up. And it was exhausting.
Yeah.
And then it was so windy, the sand just blew in your face, and it was just like very pretty, very cool. I would do it again. It would just, it was exhausting.
So what's your number one then?
What was my number? Oh yeah, Santa Fe.
Santa Fe was your number one?
Valentine's Day in Santa Fe. I just thought it was really memorable, and our Airbnb was really, really like authentic Adobe. That was actually when I started World Between Travel too.
Yeah.
We got our first group of pictures there, and I had announced it that we were starting this account like right after that trip.
Yeah. A bonus trip that we don't really have a whole lot of content for because this was pre-World Between Travel. And I would say this is like my number one, but like I said, we don't have a whole lot of content. Is we did a cross-country road trip in 3 days, and that was awesome. But like we don't have a whole lot of content for that.
I have nothing.
Yeah. We have like random pictures that don't really mean a whole lot and don't give a whole lot of context, so maybe we'll post a few of those. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll post them here. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
That's all we have.
Yeah, but that was, like I said, that was pre-World Between Travel, but
Even before World Between Travel, I always take videos and pictures of everything.
yeah,
And I have no clue why I didn't. Maybe I was just in the moment. I was
Yeah.
in the...
that 20-hour
living in
car
the
ride.
present. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's only so many pictures you can take in the car.
And Cope was coming out from his
He's
hole.
like, I was on that road trip, too. Here he is.
He just
He's under
woke.
the couch.
He just woke
No,
up from a
good
nap.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah. So.
He's like, I heard you talking about my first road trip.
Yeah, we had like I don't even think we didn't even have him for a month before
No.
he just like threw him in the car and
Look.
drove across the country. So, what's up, dude? Yeah, same. All right. Well, I think that's all. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Hope
see
you
you.
enjoyed.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Never forget to travel.
Never forget.
Rocky Mountain High.